Well, on 19th August 2005, Michael Essien'S signed for Chelsea Football Club. I don't know how old you were at that time, but obviously, Essien moving from Lyon to Chelsea was so massive. It was a major talking point because initially, the then president of Olympic Lyon, Jean-Michel Aulas, did not want Michael Essien to move, and he was just making it difficult for Essien to join Chelsea Football Club. Apparently, he was demanding a hefty amount. Jose Mourinho, the then Chelsea coach, decided to go all out for Michael Essien, and that transfer record was £24.4 million. So Essien became the most expensive African player at that time. Initially, there were concerns as to if Michael Essien was going to fit in that Chelsea team because a season before, Chelsea had won the English Premier League, and their midfield trio, they had Thiago, they also had Makelele, yes, as the defensive midfielder, and Frank James Lampard. So where was Essien going to fit in? Ghanaians had concerns, yes, and die-hard fans of Michael Essien, they also had concerns that Essien was probably going to sit on the bench and that moving to Chelsea was going to thwart or cut out the growth and development of Michael Essien. Essien was in fantastic form. He had won the French Ligue 1. He went on to win the best player in France at that time. And obviously, you would understand Ghanaians because Essien was the face, gradually becoming the face of Ghana football at that time. So the concerns were just so on point. But in another breath, he needed to make that move because you need to get to the level where the big boys play. And that is, of course, at that time, it was Chelsea. So the concerns were really understandable, but Essien had to move because Jose Mourinho will never come calling twice, and he was signed for £24.4 million. Before his signing, Didier Abestebili Droba was the most expensive African player, and Essien came in and he erased that record. Now, for the concerns, obviously understandable. And one thing about Michael Essien that you cannot take away from him is his fighting spirit, how committed he is, and how dedicated he is to his profession. And that made it possible for Essien to just move straight into the starting 11 of Chelsea. Though where there were doubts, but Essien went in there and he made a big impact at Chelsea, became a regular for Jose Mourinho, and at a point in time, he was one of the go-to-get guys for Jose Mourinho. Played in different positions as a right back, as a midfielder, as a centre back. Essien was Mr. Versatile at Chelsea Football Club. Well, in terms of impact, he went on to win 4 FA Cups, won the Premier League twice. That was in 2005 and 2010. And also, he scored some spectacular goals for Chelsea. Went on to win the Chelsea Goal of the Season award twice. First was in 2006. That screamer against Arsenal. And the second one was in 2009. That memorable strike against Barcelona in 2009. That goal was even nominated for the Maiden Puskás Award. And he went on to make over 200 appearances for Chelsea, scoring some 25 goals in the process. What is the biggest lesson from the career of Michael Essien? And I'll make it so simple. I think Essien had a huge impact on most of us growing up. Essien, because of his exceptional performances, he was always discussed in the tabloids, and that gave some of us an in-depth understanding as to the role of a box-to-box midfielder. Yes, box-to-box midfielder. Essien really made a huge impact in that regard. If you are any, if you're an upcoming footballer, The biggest lesson from the career of Michael Essien that I will share with you is Essien not joking with his physical health. Yes, in terms of recovery, he was one player who used to sleep 14 hours a day. So no wonder he was so full of energy and his tank was so full during match day, and how he was able to dominate at Anfield one hot afternoon, facing Jabi Alonso, facing Steven Gerrard, facing Mohamed Sissoko, how he was dominating against the likes of Michael Carrick, Paul Scholes, and name them. Yes, for Asian on any day, he will give you that steal in the middle of the park. And rest played a huge role. So if you're an upcoming footballer, you need to take this lesson. You need to have enough rest. 14 hours a day. So no wonder Essien was so full of energy. Well, that is about it on Michael Essien. The big question is, when is Ghana producing the next Michael Essien? When is Ghana producing the next Michael Essien? And we need to do that. You can send in your comments and let me know if you think that Ghana as a country will stand a chance of producing the next Michael Essien. Do want to subscribe to Saban Media Sports Extra on YouTube for the best of sports and content. Have a wonderful day.